Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Thomas of Woodstock, and today we get to hear from Thomas of Woodstock in Act 4, Scene 2. So Act 4, Scene 2 takes place at Plashy House, which is where Thomas has been hanging out since he resigned / was fired / surrendered all of his titles and his position in the court. And even when King Richard sent for him to please come back to court, thinking the people like Thomas and maybe they won't get so upset about this whole blank charter thing, if Thomas is here, Thomas was like, no, I need to stay here at Plashy House and be like near the people who are going to get all upset about this blank charter thing. So that's where he has been this whole time. And we, the audience, know that King Richard and his flatterers have put together a plot to have some actors, including King Richard and a couple of the flatterers, go to Plashy House to kidnap Thomas and ship him off to France. And they are also going to be setting up the other uncles for treason. But in Act 4, Scene 2, we kicked off the scene with the Duchess of Gloucester very upset because she had dreams. Remember, the Duchess of Gloucester is Thomas's wife. She had dreams that he was going to be murdered. There were wolves and there were sheep and there were murders and all this sort of thing. And so she's feeling very unsettled, very uneasy right now. But she is also supposed to leave and go be with Queen Anne because Queen Anne has fallen sick. So Woodstock and Cheney are trying to get her out of the house to send her off to be with the Queen. But she's like, I don't want to leave. I don't feel good about this. I feel like you're in danger. And in yesterday's monologue, Thomas was like, no, that's just because you overheard a conversation where I equated the king to wolves and the people to sheep and all this sort of thing. He's like, that just got mixed up in your brain and you had a dream about it. Everything's going to be fine. And she very hesitantly finally gets on the horse to get ready to leave. And Woodstock says, see her to horseback, Cheney. And then everybody leaves except for Thomas. For my God, 'tis late. And but the important business craves such haste, she had not gone from Plashy House tonight. But woe is me, the good Queen Anne is sick, and by my soul my heart is sad to hear it. So good a lady, and so virtuous, this realm for many ages could not boast of. Her charity hath stayed the commons' rage, that would ere this have shaken Richard's chair, or set all England on a burning fire. And for my God, I fear when she is gone, this woeful land will all to ruin run. How now, Cheney? What, is thy lady gone yet? So this is Thomas just sort of musing on the state of things. He says, put her on her horse, and she and Cheney leave, so it's just Woodstock. And he's like, it's really late. This isn't a good time for her to be leaving, but she needs to get to Queen Anne really quick because Queen Anne is very sick. And if you remember from the beginning of the play, Thomas was hoping that when Richard married Anne, Anne would help draw him away from the flatterers a little bit and become a bit more logical. But that hasn't really happened. She has been able to keep the people a bit at peace in this whole blank charter thing because she is so charitable. Remember a few scenes ago, she gave pretty much all of her stuff to the poor because they needed money. So in this monologue, Thomas is crediting her with the fact that mutiny hasn't fully broken out yet, that there hasn't been a full-on revolt. He's like, if she wasn't here and if she wasn't so charitable, England would have totally started an uprising against Richard at this point already. But, thank goodness she's here. But if she dies in this whole thing, if she's so sick that she dies, I'm legit afraid of what's going to happen to England. And then at the very end, Cheney comes back in. He's like, is she off? And he says, yes, she has departed. She is on her way. But also there are these maskers here to do a show for you. And Thomas is like, well, this isn't really the best time, but we do have to be kind and charitable. Like, it's a little bit weird with everything that's going on, with the Queen being sick and the state of everything, with the Duchess having just left, it's a little bit weird to have people come into the house and put on a play for us, but they did travel all this way. We should be nice to them. We should invite them in. So, okay, Cheney, like, bring everybody in. They can do their little bit and then they can move on about their way. So Cheney brings them in and there's a big flourish, and then Cynthia takes the stage to welcome us to the play in tomorrow's monologue. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.